Coming up in just a moment, Game 5 of the 2023 Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series, featuring Palmview, Texas, the winner in its opening game, to set to take on the Asia-Pacific champions from Edogawa, Japan. Palmview will be the home team in this game. Winner advances to Monday's winner's bracket at 4:30 against Youngstown. The loser will drop into Monday morning's elimination bracket.
I'm Christian Yelich of the Milwaukee Brewers. Welcome to the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. In 2006, I was where all of you were, playing for Simi Valley, California, and leading off. Some of the best memories I have playing baseball are where you guys are today. I have a lot of great friends and was actually fortunate enough to play with somebody from the Puerto Rico team the year we were there in the big leagues, Alex Claudio. So you never know who you're going to play with down the road. It could be you guys one day, but enjoy the game, best of luck, and have a bunch of fun.
Welcome to historic Lou Hayes Pony Field for the opening day of the 2023 Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. I'm Joe Mercado. Now let's send it upstairs for the player introductions.
And now the starting lineups for Pony League World Series game number 5. First of all, for the visitors from Edogawa, Japan, leading off and playing third base, number 5, Keito Saita. Batting second, the center fielder, number 9, Haruto Kawasaki. Batting third, the right fielder, number 10, Kai Miyagi. Batting fourth and playing left field, number 3, Kode Minimatsu. Batting fifth and pitching, number 7, Yugo Inoue. Batting sixth and playing shortstop, number 6, Natsuki Nakamura. Batting seventh and playing second base, Casey Fukuchi. Batting eighth and playing first base, number 15, Yusei Sasaki. Batting ninth and catching, number 2, Takashi Shikakura. Number 1, Yudai Hayashi. Number 8, Kairi Nishida. Number 11, Shota Takashita. Number 12, Kato Tsuruta. Number 13, Haruka Otake. Number 14, Ao Yamane. The manager, Yataka Furusawa. Coach, Tasuku Iamori. And Coach, Masato Iada. Asia Pacific Zone champions from Edogawa, Japan. And now for the home team, Palmview, Texas. Leading off and playing center field, number 66, Santiago Balderas. Batting second and pitching, number 33, Darren Vasquez. Batting third and playing shortstop, number 12, Alexis Lopez. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 35, Javier Garza. Batting fifth and playing second base, number 22, Luis Balderas. Batting sixth, left fielder, number 13, Robbie Rodriguez. Batting seventh, third baseman, number 9, Rene Rios. Batting eighth and catching, number 21, Martin Moreno. Batting ninth, the right fielder, number 6, Rolando Solis. Number 5, Devin Gonzalez. Number 8, Ariel Benavides. Number 10, Orlando Lopez. Number 11, Fernando Gonzalez. Number 63, Romeo Batista. Manager, Ruben Lopez. Coach, Renny Benavides. Business manager, Fernando Gonzalez. South Zone champion, Palmview, Texas. Umpiring at home plate, Francisco Javier Sanchez. At first base, Jeff Rabel Sr. At second base, Jeff DeCellis. At third base, Ray Parker. Decisions Committee, Terry Faust, Tom O'Connor, Lenny Lynch.
At this time, we ask all that are able to please rise for the Pony Prayer and the national anthems. Gentlemen and boys, please remove your caps. Thank you to all veterans and active duty members of the United States Armed Forces for your service. We invite you to render a hand salute during the Star-Spangled Banner. Almighty God, help us to realize that we are gathered here to watch young people play baseball, not to second-guess strategy, dispute decisions, or question ability. That we are here to cheer, to encourage, to join in the fun that is baseball, not to jeer, discourage, or otherwise degrade the game. That while officials and players are expected to perform within the bounds of certain standards, we also, as spectators, are expected to conduct ourselves within the bounds of good sportsmanship. May this contest end without injury, without feelings of ill will, without disgrace, but as an activity worthy of thy blessing. Amen.
The national anthems for Japan and the United States of America. Edogawa, Japan taking on Palmview, Texas. I'm Randy Gore. It's our pleasure to have you with us. And I turn it over to my great partner, Mr. Lanny Fratteri.
All right, Randy, thank you very much. And Randy had made reference to the fact that it is clouding over just a little bit. Let's hope that we'll have no problems as we march through this third game of the day. 250 down the lines, 305 to straightaway center field here at Lou Hayes Pony Field. 80 feet from in between the bases and 54 feet from the rubber until home plate, up to home plate, Major League, high school, college. The mound to home plate, 60 feet 6 inches. Temperatures in the high 70s today with a little bit of wind coming out of the southwest, which I would take that to mean that if whatever wind there is blowing a little bit from the right field foul pole towards the left field foul pole. Throughout our coverage on WJPA, and of course then on the internet, all the coverage that is being provided here at the Pony League World Series, WVRC Media providing video, and that's being streamed on a number of locations, including on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and Pony TV. Hope you'll be checking us out throughout the course of these next few days. Palmview, Texas beat Bay County, Michigan 9-1. Covina, California lost to Youngstown yesterday 8-4. And so the matchup is right here, Palmview against Japan. And it also means that the losers, Bay County and Covina, will be matched up tomorrow at 3:30 with the championship game, of course, coming up on Wednesday night, August the 16th at 7 o'clock. So it's the top part of the bracket that we're dealing with now with this fifth game of the tournament. There'll be 3 games tomorrow, 4 games on Monday, and 4 games on Tuesday. The starting pitcher for Palmview, Texas is the right-hander Darren Vasquez, and he will be facing an Edogawa starting lineup that begins with Sayato, then Kawasaki, followed by Miyagi. In the 4th spot, Miyametsu. Batting 5th, the pitcher Inoue. And then batting 6th, the shortstop Nakamura. Hitting 7th is Fakuchi. Hitting 8th rather, is Sasaki. And then batting 9th is Shikakura. That is the starting 9 for Japan. Defensively, for Palmview, Texas, it is behind the right-hander Vasquez. Rodriguez is in left field. Santiago Valderas in center field rather. His brother's at second base. Solis in right field. Rios playing third base. Lopez at short. Garza at first, and Moreno catching. Randy Gore was commenting about there is some history for this Palmview team that relates to the Brownsville Championship of 21. You want to explain that, Randy?
Sure. Well, a couple of tie-ins. Ruben Lopez, who's the head coach or the manager of this Palmview, Texas team, he was the manager of that Brownsville, Texas team that won the Pony League World Series in 2021. Javier Garza is one of the members of that team that is also on this Palmview, Texas team. And Alexis Lopez is another. He is the son of Ruben Lopez, and Alexis also played on that squad. Alexis, in fact, had a very good 2021 Pony League World Series tournament, 5 for 16 with 2 doubles, 7 runs scored, and an RBI.
Let me see if I have the right. We didn't have a chance to compare notes about this.
Sure.
But for Javier Garza, it was his brother Jorge who played here 2 years ago, right? Is that what you're commenting about?
Well, they both did. Javier was on that team. He was not as significant a player. Jorge, however, his brother, was a major contributor to that championship team.
All right, very good. So we're ready to go, and the first pitch of the ball game is a called strike from Vasquez against Kato Saito, a left-handed batter, third baseman. And we get underway with our third game of the day. Next pitch is a ball. I'm having trouble with my, there it is, 5:42. First pitch time for the game between Japan and Texas. Vasquez shaking off a number of pitches, and now the 1-1 delivery. And it is a ball 2-1. Japan has won 1 Pony League World Series title. That was in 2013. Okinawa won the title 10 years ago. Called strike 2-2 as Francisco Javier Sanchez from Puerto Rico goes up with the right hand, the home plate umpire. Saita, the opening batter of this contest, in the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to the right side. Second baseman Luis Balderas up with a throw on to Garza, and it is 1 away. And that'll bring up Aruto Kawasaki. Kawasaki, center fielder, right-handed batter. Teams from Korea have won 3 Pony League World Series. Chinese Taipei teams have won 11, including 5 titles in the last 7 years of competition. And as Kawasaki shows bunt, the pitch from Vasquez was up and in, and Kawasaki had to jump on his motorcycle and squat down out of the way of the pitch. Third baseman Rios coming up on the grass on the left side of the infield. 1-ball pitch. And it's down low, 2 balls and no strikes. Palmview winning its opening game to have this opportunity to be matched up as Japan is playing its first game. And Kawasaki shows bunt and takes the pitch. It's a ball. Three balls and no strikes. 1 out. And the 3-ball pitch called strike. I have seen a lot of Chinese Taipei baseball, and the style of baseball from Chinese Taipei is pretty much slap the ball around, play good fundamental defensive baseball, and win. Here's the 3-1 pitch, called strike. I'm anxious to see whether Japan also plays that same type of baseball. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Kawasaki. And the next pitch, called strike 3. 2 outs. A good turnaround for Vasquez there. He was behind in the count and comes back to get the strikeout on a called third strike. Now, Miyagi, left-handed batter, right fielder. The windup by Vasquez in the pitch is a called strike. Edogawa, Japan. The home spot for the Japanese representative in the Pony League World Series, brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Next pitch, a ball. And the count 1-1. We're in the top of the first inning, and already we've got Japanese players running down into the left field corner. I guess it's the Japanese starting pitcher who feels he needs a little bit more work before he takes the mound in the bottom of the first inning. Pitch outside 2-1. It is Yugo Inoue who is warming up, left-hander. Two-one pitch, and popped back and well out of play. For Palmview, Texas, under the direction of Ruben Lopez with Rene Benavides and Fernando Gonzalez. 2-2 pitch. Ball slapped toward the left field corner and a foul ball. 16 pitches thrown so far by Vasquez. Keep in mind the max is 95. Randy?
I was just going to say, that's why you have the protector out there in left field. In the previous games, we saw some instances where the umpires would not allow just 2 players to go down there. You have to have 3. The protector has to be out there to protect that reliever.
As the wind all of a sudden picked up considerably. All right, the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, no score, top of the first. Big stocky right-hander Darren Vasquez delivers. And the ball is popped out towards second base, and it's shortstop Lopez making the catch just about 4 or 5 feet away from second base as Edogawa, Japan is set down in order, and Palmview, Texas coming to bat.
Shoot 2.
You deserve to be here. I believe in you, believe in what we're doing.
After being sidelined with a shoulder injury, 2 minutes in the box isn't so bad. Now get back out there. With AHN Sports Medicine, you're ready for what's next. Your body's rehabbed and recovered. Your legs primed to outskate your defender. Your technical skills perfected. And just like that, you're back. Oh yeah, you're back. Go next level with AHN Sports Medicine.
My dream field has a scoreboard with a giant TV.
My dream field has dugouts for our mascot to dance on.
My dream field has lights to play at night. And a duck pond.
CNX is making dream fields come true by donating millions of dollars throughout Appalachia. Nominate your field at cnx.com/dreamfields.
Set for the bottom of the first inning. Palmview, Texas. And we'll run down the Palmview batting order for you. The two Valderez brothers, Santiago in the number 1 spot of the order, and Luis hitting number 5. Alexis Lopez, big day on Friday yesterday, 3 for 3, couple of RBIs. And Javier Garza, 2 hits and a couple of runs batted in. Inoue, a left-hander. And let me quickly check to see how many left-handed batters are in this Palmview batting order. Solis is a left-handed batter. Rodriguez, who hits 6th, is a left-handed batter. Garza, also a left-handed batter. And defensively for Japan, Minamatsu, Kawasaki, and Miyagi in the outfield left to right. Sayeta at third. Nakamura, the shortstop. Ukichi is at second base. And Sasaki at first. And Shikakura is the catcher for Inoue. Let's see, let's go back to that list, make sure I've got it right. 1, 2, 3 left-handed batters for Palmview on its roster, and all 3 in the lineup. We had the first game today. First game of today's action. And it featured Washington County and Paderborn, Germany, and there were 10 left-handed batters among the starting 18 in that game. Number 66. No, not Mario. Santiago Valderez leads off. He's 2 for 5 so far in the tournament. First pitch at the bottom of the first inning, bunted up the third base line, and Always throw to first base in time. What a great job. Of course, the advantage for Inoue is he's a left-handed pitcher, so he was falling to the third base side of the mound. But very quickly off the mound, and then the 270 spin and the throw to first baseman Sasaki one away. That'll bring up pitcher Darren Vasquez, who was 1 for 5 yesterday. And Inoue's pitch called strike, the breaking ball. For Palmview, Ruben Lopez coach at third, Rene Benavides at first. 0-1 pitch. And a foul ball. Head coach or head manager Ruben Lopez is in the heating and cooling business. Oh, 2 pitch. And it is low and outside. Palmview, Texas. At the southernmost tip of Texas, near the Mexican border and the Rio Grande River. 1-2 pitch, something off speed, and Vasquez was out in front of it, strikes out. 2 away in the bottom of the first inning. And shortstop Alexis Lopez. Right-handed batter, and the Palmview shortstop. Nobody on, 2 down, first inning. And the first pitch to Lopez, ball 1. Lopez in the game yesterday walked, delivered a sacrifice fly, and then 3 singles. Had 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. 1 ball pitch. Fly ball to straightaway center field. On the warning track, center fielder Kawasaki makes the catch. Palmview set down in order in the bottom of the first. No score. Palmview, Texas, and Edogawa, Japan, 0-0.
There's a place far from the city, yet just down the road, where likes and shares mean more. It's in every bite, each performance, and every night, where the miles we ride together become the memories we share forever. We dream because they fought for it. We give because they worked for it. The American spirit lives here. I can feel it.
At Penn West University, we're here for it. Here for the hard workers, the life changers. Here in California, in Clarion, and in Edinburgh, and with our global online programs. At Penn West University, we're here for you. Learn more at pennwest.edu/learn.
A place to share the things that matter most. At Trex, we see it too.
The Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series is presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, by the Washington County Tourism Promotion Agency, and by the Observer Publishing Company.
Top of the second inning. And Vasquez ready to face the middle third of the Japanese batting order. And Kodai Minamatsu will lead off, right-handed batter. For Japan, it flew from the Japanese team participating here in the Pony League World Series, flew from Tokyo. Going to pitch inside ball one. Flew from Tokyo to Detroit, and I was told non-stop. And then from Detroit to Pittsburgh. 1-ball pitch. Down low, 2-0. And then, of course, from Pittsburgh down to Washington County by way of that new great road that they built that takes you right from the airport down into Interstate 79. Here's the 2-ball pitch. And a ball, 3-0. And I guess there's some folks that are out in Texas that have no idea about the road system in western Pennsylvania. But believe me, folks, that road that they built through Cecil and over by South Pike Country Club, that's a great one. Next pitch, a strike. It's 3-1. You ride that road very much, Randy?
I have no reason to, unfortunately. I usually am going 79 north to North Allegheny, typically, up to Wexford.
Next pitch, a strike, 3-2 on Minamatsu, leading off the top of the second inning. We have not had an outpouring of runs or hits on this Saturday. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ground ball, base hit into left field. Minamatsu collects the first hit of the game, leadoff single of the second inning. In the first two games of the doubleheader today, or first two games of this tripleheader, we have had a total of 8 runs and 18 hits. So there's hit number 19 for the tripleheader. And Inoue steps in, left-handed batter. No score, top of the second inning, throw to first base. Low-scoring affairs indeed. Washington County beating Germany 2-1. And Manchester, New Hampshire winning 4-1 over Nicaragua. Next pitch, a strike. Darren Vasquez quickly turns and fires to first base. We have noticed over the years covering Pony League baseball that there are a lot of stolen bases in these games, but today we've seen pitchers do a pretty good job of holding runners close, and of course the bottom line is to try to find that technique by which you can hold runners close and give your catcher a chance to throw out would-be base stealers. One strike on Inouye, and a swing and a miss, the ball behind the count, no balls, 2 strikes. There have been in the first 4 games of the tournament only 2 home runs. The first home run of the tournament came in the first inning of yesterday's first game and happened to be the 1,400th home run in the history of Pony League baseball. And a throw to first base, almost thrown away quickly. First baseman Garza had to reach up with his right hand and prevent that ball from going into foul territory. Minamatsu led off the inning with a base hit. And once again, Vasquez with a throw to first base. So he has been paying a great deal of attention to the runner at first. Very often in the game of baseball, the throws to first base are dictated from the dugout. Out in front of Inouye, 0-2. And a pitch that is way outside. Vasquez, by the way, looked at the front part of the mound after unleashing that wide pitch. 1-2. Right-hander comes set the letters, throw to first base. I've been watching our TV monitor, trying to figure out if I can pick up the signs for the pickoff throws to first base, and I'm not being successful at it. Maybe it's just a fist. Yep. Last 2 times I've checked the monitor, the catcher just puts a fist down, no fingers, and the throw goes to first base. And again, the catcher's looking to the dugout, which is a bit of a challenger because the dugout is right behind the catcher and umpire. And a pitch that's up and out. So after being out in front, no balls, 2 strikes. Now Vasquez faces a 2-2 count on this left-handed batter, Yugo Inouye. Runner at first. Runner going, 2-2 pitch, ground ball off the third base side of the mound. Vasquez got it. The pitcher throws to first to Garza for the out. And Minamatsu advances to second base. Minamatsu had a great jump. And so we've got our first runner in scoring position for the ball game by way of the Inouye's little dribbler off the left side. Ball that could have been played by third baseman Rios, but pitcher Vasquez took charge. And it brings up Nakamura. Right-handed batter. Throw to second base. The ball goes out into center field. And Minamatsu gets to third on the E1. Well, Vasquez and Palmview paying an awful lot of attention to Minamatsu once he reached base. Many throws to first base, and now a pickoff attempt at second. Infield drawn in with a runner at third and 1 out. And first baseman Garza coming way in. Pitch is up high. Garza is not more than 65 feet away from home plate. Maybe 70 feet. Infield in with a runner at third and 1 out. 1-ball pitch. Ground ball. Grab by the first baseman and a rundown between home and third. Garza chasing the runner back to third. Now the flip to the third baseman Rios to the catcher Moreno, and the tag made by Garza on number 2. Run down between second and third. The runner being chased to third, and it is now going to be the third out of the inning with a tag play made by the second baseman Luis Valderez. Oh my gosh. Out at the plate on a batted ball hit by Nakamura, and the batter Nakamura after seeing that Minamatsu was the second out of the inning, ran himself between second and third, and he became, in inning number 2, victim number 3. At the end of an inning and a half, Japan nothing and Palmview, Texas nothing.
We've been in your community since 1808. We've stood by your side covering the news of the day. We've been here for the important times in your life. We've celebrated with you. We're proud to have delivered the latest in local, regional, and national news in Washington, Greene, and southern Allegheny counties. We'll be here for the next phase of your life with our print and online editions. The Observer Reporter, life delivered daily.
The Washington Auto Mall difference gives you 6 more reasons to buy from us. 6 months of paintless net repair, lost key coverage, interior exterior protection, and tire coverage at no charge on all qualified vehicles. We finally have some new vehicles available, and we have a great selection of used vehicles ready to go. Or we'll buy your vehicle. South Hills Toyota, Washington Honda, and Washington Hyundai. It's all at the mall.
Serve the fuel that keeps your community running.
My store is very close. It's like one big family.
Enjoy your Dunkin' favors while you work and find a fun, flexible, and fulfilling career. Text WORK for HRG to 25000 to apply.
Coming up, ready for the bottom of the second inning. No score in the ball game between Japanese team and Texas. The only way I can describe this is looking back on the memories of the dance we shared neath the stars above. For a moment, wasn't I a king? But then how the king had fallen, and I might have done my best to prove it all, but the dance led to a double play. And now here in the bottom of the second, Javier Garza to lead off. Left-handed batter takes ball 1. Garza 2 for 3 with a couple of RBIs yesterday.
Batter for Palmview, first baseman number 35, Javier Garza.
Left-handed pitcher in Awe, and a breaking ball outside 2-0 is the count. You know, Randy, when I was young and foolish, I could not sleep. Wait a minute. I'll get to my inappropriate or unnecessary point in a moment. 2-0 pitch, ball 3-0. When I was announcing Pirate Baseball, I could not sleep if I had left on my scorecard an out and did not point out what the numbers were for the out.
Okay.
I could not sleep.
I can understand.
You know?
Yeah.
Now that I'm 75.
You can sleep?
I could care less.
Well, I can still pass all that along.
Oh, I want you to.
Okay.
Here's the 3-ball pitch and a strike called, because I know there are so many of us in baseball who are very concerned if we're going to keep score.
Right.
We want to do it right. So give me the numbers.
All right. So for the first out, 3-5-2-3. And for
no. 3-5.
It was first base, correct? Yeah,
to the catcher, right? Oh, he threw the first. Gee, right. I wasn't here. I don't know. Go ahead, Andy. Next pitch, line drive right at the second baseman. And out number 1 as Garza lines out. Okay, so go ahead. The number was?
So 3-5-2-3 on the first out, and then 3-4-7-4 to complete the double play.
3-4-7-4.
Correct. So the left fielder got into that mix out of the rundown play.
Very good. Is there any similarity between those numbers and your Social Security number?
No, but maybe the lottery numbers we'll see. The pick 4? I don't know. I might try it later.
Here's Luis Balderas, second baseman, right-handed batter. No score, bottom of the second inning between Edogawa, Japan, and Palmview, Texas, ball 1. But I'm not being facetious when I tell you that there are so many of us who, over the years, have kept score from about baseball. And we just could not leave our scorecard blank if we didn't fill in the numbers on a rundown play. And there's a bunt attempt, and it's missed. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm often reminded, though, of what Bill White And George Grand told me many years ago, here's the 1-1 pitch, and a called strike 1 and 2. They told me that Phil Rizzuto, longtime great broadcaster with the New York Yankees, and of course a great shortstop before going to the broadcast booth. But very often they would look at Phil Rizzuto's scorecard. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's outside 2 and 2, and they would see the letters NW. And of course they asked Phil, what does that mean? And he said, NW, not watching. Rizzuto didn't care. As a matter of fact, Phil Rizzuto had a habit of leaving Yankee games early to beat the traffic. Could do so as a broadcaster, I guess. 2-2 pitch, ground ball to third, charging Seta, and the throw to first base for out number 2. So the third baseman Saita handles the second out of the second inning, and bring up Robbie Rodriguez. Rodriguez, left-handed batter, against the left-handed pitcher Inoue. And the ball's dribbled past the left side of the mound. Third baseman Saito comes over across the infield and makes the play and turns in an above-average play to close out the bottom of the second inning. Palmview, Texas, nothing. Edogawa, Japan, nothing. Back in a moment.
Owned and operated by the Perlman family since 1914, King's Jewelry invites you to become part of the family.
We want you to come in, we want you to smile, and we want you to leave smiling.
We are definitely a very family-oriented business. Love is a very big part of it. We've been celebrating love for over 100 years.
Visit King's Jewelry today to celebrate the love in your life.
What are you doing? It's 10 a.m. We have work to do.
Oh, come on, man. Be cool. You told me to get the app. Well, I got enough apps for the entire office. Fondue, guacamole, and I just can't resist pigs in a blanket.
Washington Financial Bank's app makes banking simple. Deposit, transfer, and even pay your bills right from your smartphone or device. Download the app and bank with Frank.
Getting set for the top of the third inning, and earlier today we had the Champion League game. And the mission of Pony Championship League Baseball, the Champion League philosophy is that everyone should have the opportunity to feel the bat in his or her hands, or hear the crack of the bat, or run the bases and touch home plate. The Champion League game this morning before we began this triple header at Lou Hayes Pony Field. No score after 2, and here's Randy Gore.
Thanks so much, Landy. Is leading off the top of the third, Kaisei Fukuchi. He is the starting second baseman for Edogawa, Japan. Nothing so far. And Darren Vasquez, excuse me, will continue on, the starting pitcher for Palmview, Texas. He brings a breaking ball that narrowly misses for ball 1. Vasquez, the right-hander, with the 1-0. Curveball drops in the zone for a strike. Now Vasquez, his cousin, Gabriel Murillo, has played professional baseball in the independent Pecos League the last couple of years. 1-1. Breaking ball well out in front. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Fukuchi behind 1-2. And Murillo played last year with Austin in the Pecos League and spent this summer with Monterey, the Amberjacks, in the Pecos League. His younger cousin here, Vasquez, pitching in the Pony League World Series. That one well off the plate, 2-2. And Vasquez's cousin Murillo also played in college at Bryant and Stratton Business College at JUCO in Buffalo. First team All-American there, so baseball runs through the bloodlines. 2-2. Ground ball left side of the infield. To his left, Rene Rios plays it. Throw to first. And Javier Garza having to lean over into foul territory, but keeps his foot on the bag over at first to complete the out 5-3. And Fukuchi retired, one away in the top of the third. Yusei Sasaki will step in next. Vasquez kicks and delivers. Little roller up the first base side. Takes a hop conveniently into the glove of Garza. He'll take the play himself. Quickly 2 up, 2 down in the top of the third of this scoreless game. Number 9 man, Takashi Shikakura. Edogawa, Japan in the Pony League World Series for the first time. A team from Japan is in the World Series since 2013. Here's a strike on Shikakura. That year back in 2013, it was Okinawa that won the Pony League World Series title. It's the only crown for the country of Japan. 0-1 in the dirt, nobody on. And of course, Chinese Taipei is the Asia Pacific Zone champion, has really dominated the Pony League World Series in recent years. And Japan had to go through Chinese Taipei to get here and defeated them for the first time in 10 years. Outscored their opponents in the zone tournament 99-6, but of course the closest matchups and most difficult were with Chinese Taipei. 1 ball, 1 strike on Shikakura. Scoreless, top of the third, 2 outs, nobody on for Japan. Here's his strike on the outside corner. Good curveball again from Vasquez. 1-2. One-two on its way. In the dirt outside of the right-handed hitting Shikakura. The Asia Pacific Zone has won 15 Pony League World Series titles. Last year was Chinese Taipei, who defeated Monterrey, Mexico, to win the championship. Monterrey is back this year. We'll see them tomorrow. 2-2 pitch outside. Count is full. This is the third game of 3 today. Tomorrow we'll pick up action at 1 o'clock with Monterrey, Mexico facing off against Manchester, New Hampshire. Payoff pitch, Shikakura, fly ball to shallow right. That's going to drop in, and now the throw from right field is not quite in time. Legging that one out, Shikakura with a base hit, 2 out single.
Number 5, Kato Saida.
Rolando Solis trying to pick up that out there at first, but the throw just unable to get Shikakura. Kato Saita, 0 for 1. He grounded out to first. Washington County 2-1 winners earlier today against Paderborn, Germany. 2-1. And then Manchester with a 4-1 win against Nicaragua. Strike 1 on Saita. Low scoring games in the earlier contests. So far, this one has followed suit. Scoreless into the third. In fact, for some time, those first 2 games both had 1-0 scores for quite a while before some late run scoring altered that. 0-1, runner goes from first, swing and a miss on the pitch, throw into second is offline and bounces into center field, but Shikakura will stay put at second base. And Lanny, you brought up whether the team from Edogawa, Japan we were curious, would they play the same small ball style that Chinese Taipei has? They're moving runners, but in different ways. They haven't gone with the straight bunts that we've seen from Chinese Taipei in recent years. But, of course, Japan has also run themselves into one very costly rundown that ended up in a double play. And here, stolen base has Shikakura in scoring position for Kaito Saita. Vasquez running through the signs with his catcher Martin Moreno. Now double takes the runner at second. Shortstop Lopez ranging in behind the runner as the pitch comes in and breaks around the outside corner to the left-handed hitter, ball one. Now 1-2, fastball away. The skies here in Washington, fortunately so, see some clearing up above. I had a chance to peek at the radar. Looks like the nasty stuff is to the north, fortunately. Hopefully we keep it there. Or at least for, at least for a couple hours, right? 2-2 pitch inside. And now a full count. Fastball just missing into Saita. First base is open if Vasquez loses Saita, but Haruto Kawasaki waits on deck, the number 2 hitter in the lineup. Now the payoff, not quite yet, pickoff throw. So the shortstop Lopez kind of circling in from behind the runner, then in front as he crosses across his face, more or less. And then on that pickoff throw was the second baseman, Balderas, who fielded it. So trying to confuse the base runner is Palmview, Texas. They're going to come with that same motion again defensively, but the payoff pitch is outside for ball 4, and Saita is now aboard, 2 on with 2 outs. All the action coming in this inning with 2 outs.
Randy, if Japan was scouting Palmview yesterday, it would have known about that play, because I think Palmview used it maybe 4 or 5 times yesterday, even at a time that seemed inappropriate.
That during a 9-1 win against Bay County, Michigan last night. Haruto Kawasaki. Runner from second on the move. Now the runner from first will follow. Stolen base as the base pops out. So maybe about as literal a stolen base as you can get there. Shikakura swipes third, and then Saita follows at second, 2 in scoring position. Here's Shikakura sliding in, and as he came up on his slide, he kind of kicked the base out. 1-0. That is downstairs for ball 2 on Kawasaki.
By the way, there's limited advantage to stealing third with 2 outs, but one advantage in this case is you drag a runner behind you up 90 feet and put him in scoring position.
2-0 fastball up and in, spins the batter Kawasaki. And now 3-0. Sun now shining over top of Lou Hayes Pony Field. Some shade involved as well. 3-0. Called a strike. Taking all the way is Kawasaki. Kai Miyagi waits on deck. (3-1). Breaking ball up and in for ball 4. So the bases are loaded. A 2-out single, then a walk, a double steal, and another walk has filled them up for Kai Miyagi. Miyagi 0 for 1. He popped out to short of the first inning. We mentioned the sun has peeked out from behind the clouds, so there is shade around home plate. The pitcher is under sunshine. See if that poses a problem at all for the batters, for the hitters. Fastball inside, ball 1. Hasn't posed a problem just yet. Looks like some of the gear over there from the runner Kawasaki at first is going to be handed over, so quick halt in play for that. Bases filled for Edogawa, Japan in the top of the 3rd. 0-0. Japan trying to strike first in a big way. 2 outs in the inning. Bounding ball on the 1-0 pitch to second. Gobbled up by Balderas. He'll throw to first. And the side is retired and the bases left loaded. No runs in for Japan. Your score after 2.5. Edogawa, Japan 0. Palmview, Texas 0.
225 years in the making. The Washington County Agricultural Fair, presented by EQT, August 12th through 19th at the Washington County Fairgrounds. Listen to live music with bands like Russell Dickerson, Six Gun Sally, Marcus Tyler Band, and more. Get down and dirty with motocross, drag racing, and 2 demolition derbies, plus high school bands and the school bus demolition derby. Daily admission is $10 and parking is free. The Washington County Agricultural Fair, August 12th through 19th. Find out more at washingtonfair.org.
Go, shoot 2.
You deserve to be here. I believe in you, believe in what we're doing.
People see Alex play and they know that she's different. It makes me want to be a better soccer player on the field.
It was just this mindset that I had from a young age that I'm going to compete in everything I work at and I want to win.
When all the eyes are on her, that's when she performs the best.
It's great to have Body Armor with me through my workout for the World Cup as I'm preparing to be on the biggest stage. We're just so much more powerful and strong as a team than as an individual.
Blue Hayes Pony Field. Concessions busy today. Scoreless so far in this one between Palmview, Texas and Edogawa, Japan. Bottom of the third, bottom of the order due up for Palmview, Texas. Rene Rios, Martin Moreno, and Rolando Solis. All due up is Edogawa's Yugo Inoue completes his warm-ups before this inning. He's only at 17 pitches with the pitch count. And Edogawa has had a right-hander loosening in their bullpen.
Number 9, Rene Rios leads off for Palmview.
The right-hander down that way is Yude Hayashi. And there goes the helmet for the protector out there in left field.
Hey, I just stepped outside a moment. I fortuitously talked to Caden Reese from Youngstown, who was hit in the back of the elbow with a pitch yesterday and had to leave the game. He tells me he's okay and he will be ready to play. The advantage for Youngstown is it doesn't come back until Monday. But that's Reese in their leadoff spot of the order. A significant positive bit of news for Youngstown.
Wow, that is very good news for Youngstown. And also, as you said, fortunate that the schedule breaks where Youngstown does not play again until Monday, so some extra time for Caden to regroup a little bit. Rene Rios.
I guess it's true. You make your own breaks, don't you?
I guess
you
it's
win
true.
and you get the days off.
That's right. And now the third baseman needs sunglasses, so we have time called there. The sun, we told you, the sun now shining basically into the eyes of the fielders on the left side.
You mean to tell me that the sunglasses weren't just hanging worthlessly off the top of the bills of their caps?
Well, it just depends.
I thought that was traditional. You had to do that. You had to wear sunglasses on the bill of your cap, whether you needed them or not.
Of course. Well, evidently, well, this may be a medical issue, perhaps. So more than, oh yeah, this is maybe a bloody nose, perhaps. So it appears as we get the
that would be our second one of the day. My partner, Ernie Galuski.
Oh, no.
Ernie Galuski, during the middle of our broadcast, his nose just started bleeding.
Oh, my gosh.
Of course, I told the audience that I punched him, and that's why he had to.
Well, this, I suspect what happened here for Saita over at third is similar to what happened to Mr. Galuski, that it just occurred. No fisticuffs were exchanged.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he's okay. Tip of the cap. Smile on his face. That's what you like to see. So it wasn't a sunglasses issue. It was a bloody nose issue. There is also a right-hander loosening in the Palmview, Texas bullpen.
Well, Randy, I know that we haven't gotten at all into the bottom of the third, but look at the disparity in pitching numbers on the pitch count board out there.
Yes, indeed. 55 for Darren Vasquez, and just now 18 for Yugo Inoue. It brings the next pitch here to Rene Rios for a strike. Yeah, curious here when we get near 25 pitches if Japan decides to go with that right-hander that's in the bullpen. That would be my suspicion, but we'll find out for sure very soon. 3-1 the count on Rios. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball just appeared to be off the outside corner. Rios gave chase nonetheless. And the payoff. Roller to short in the hole. Sliding to his right. Nakamura handles, throws, and retires Rene Rios for the inning's first out. Nakamura able to scoot to his right in a hurry, get in front of that baseball, set and fire, and handling the low throw on the back end as well. Yusei Sasaki nicely turned. And typically from what we've seen out of the Asia Pacific champion, always fundamentally sound. And defense and pitching a big part of that. Fastball outside to Martin Moreno. And we talked earlier about how Palmview, Texas, there are some players and even the manager, Ruben Lopez, who were a part of the Brownsville, Texas 2021 Pony League World Series Championship. But if you do recall, that was right after COVID, so international teams were not involved in that particular World Series. So there was no Asia Pacific Zone team involved in that tournament. So Brownsville, Texas did win, but they did not have to go through the Asia Pacific Zone team at any point in time. They certainly do here as they meet up in this one today on a Saturday evening. 2-1 pitch is in the dirt to the right-handed hitting Moreno. And Ruben Lopez, the head coach of this team, the manager, has been coaching youth baseball for 10 years. Played baseball in high school at La Jolla High School in Texas. 2-1 wave and a miss. Moreno, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nothing, score bottom of the third inning. 1 out, nobody on for Palmview. Two-two. Bounding ball foul. We also understand that assistant coach Rene Benavides is mic'd up if we're able to eavesdrop on any conversations for Palmview. Benavides over at the first base coaching area. Ruben Lopez at the third base coaching box. And in the batter's box, Martin Moreno. On the 2-2 from the left-hander Edogawa. Fly ball towards shallow right center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit and a 1-out single for Moreno. Next batter is Rolando Solis. As that one just poked towards shallow right center. And first hit of the game for Palmview, Texas.
Hey, Randy, a reminder for everybody, the Pony League World Series continues tomorrow with 3 games. The first game tomorrow is at 1 o'clock here at Louis Pony Field. And tickets are available at the gate for just $8 for adults, $5 for youngsters 14 and under. And if you need more information, go to plws.org. Pony League World Series.
Courtesy runner at first base for Moreno. And checking in is Fernando Gonzalez. Gonzalez at first with 1 out. 0-0 between Palmview, Texas and Edogawa, Japan. Ball 1 from Inoue. So we've surpassed the 25 pitch count. We're now at 30. So no pitching change just yet for Edogawa and manager Yutaka Furusawa. Rolando Solis squares the bunt. The runner is caught over at first on a pickoff and a lunging tag attempt and made by Sasaki to retire Gonzalez. 2 outs.
And Shikakura, the catcher, ran to the dugout after that tag play. He thought the inning was over.
Wasn't out number 3 just yet. It's number 2.
The home plate umpire had to yell back, hey, come back here.
So 1-3 on that pickoff. The 1-0 pitch to Solis is bounce foul on the first base side. So nobody on the base paths now. So short-lived after the hit by Moreno. Gonzalez picked off. Lefty-lefty matchup here, 1-1. Breaks over the inside corner, turning his left shoulder, or right shoulder, excuse me, in toward home plate. Was Solis thinking it was going to come inside, but instead bends its way over the plate. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Edogawa gets the strikeout, his second of the game, to wrap up the third. A base hit, a pickoff, nobody left on, and no runs in for Palmview, Texas. Your score after 3 innings, Palmview, Texas, nothing. Edogawa, Japan, nothing.
People who come to cricket stay with cricket.
I run a biotech design company, and my cricket hotspot allows me to stay connected to my team and my clients as I travel.
Now that's 5G with a view. Smile, you're on cricket.
At Pathways of Southwestern Pennsylvania, we believe that every life has potential, and we're dedicated to fulfilling it. Our programs give every child the opportunity to overcome obstacles, achieve milestones, and reach their fullest early learning potential. From cutting-edge development therapies and daily medical supervision to quality early education for children of all abilities, we cater to each family's specific needs. Pathways of Southwestern Pennsylvania, your path to lifelong fulfillment.
Jumpstart the season with a bit of fresh air. Whether you like to walk, run, hike, bike, or boat, you'll find that Washington County is connected by trails. Plan a day on one of the nation's outstanding rail trails with a trip on the Montour, Panhandle, or National Pike Trail. Grab a paddle and navigate the scenic Mon River and surrounding small-town charm. We'll see you at the trailhead. Plan your trip today at washcotrails.com.
The Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series 2023 tournament. Palmview, Texas and Edogawa, Japan scoreless through 3 innings. We head to the top of the 4th. Kode Minamatsu, Yugo Inoue, and Natsuki Nakamura all due up for Edogawa, Japan. And Darren Vasquez, who's at 55 pitches with his pitch count, will continue on. He yielded a hit to Minamatsu in the 2nd inning, but he was part of that crazy rundown double play that occurred in that 2nd inning. Fastball is downstairs for ball 1, which I have to add, Lanny Fratteri was on point completely with the rundown and his call of it. What do you find to be the most difficult play to call in baseball? Would you say the rundown play, or is there something else you have in mind? 1-0 misses for ball 2.
No, the toughest thing for me has been bases loaded, shot to the gap, runners scoring, and the need for the going back and forth between runners scoring and the throws in from the outfield to the cutoff man.
2-0 is high, 3-0.
There's a correct way to do that, particularly on radio so that your audience knows what's going on. To go back and forth between the ball and the runners and the ball and the runners. That, to me, is the most challenging call.
I could see that. One day I'll have to pick your brain more about that scenario. Ruben Lopez out to discuss matters here with Darren Vasquez. And so a pat on the shoulder is he'll continue to work here on Minamatsu, but with a 3-0 count. So just something maybe he observed there in the body language or mechanics of Vasquez. We'll see if he gets back to work here. He is permitted only 2 hits all game long, but he'll give up a walk here, which will be his 3rd free pass issued. He did walk a pair in the 3rd inning as the bases were loaded in that frame.
You know, Randy, you were talking about the pitch count numbers now at 59 for Vasquez. Keep in mind that he was doing okay through 2 2/3 innings, and he ran into a lot of trouble, threw a lot of pitches to the other 4 batters of the 3rd inning. Of course, 2 by way of walks.
Fastball low and in for ball 1 to Yugo Inoue. Inoue grounded out back to the pitcher Vasquez in the 2nd inning. Third baseman Rene Rios up on the infield grass. 1-0. Fastball way outside. 2-0 on the left-handed hitting Inoue, and then here comes another visit from Lopez. So it appears that's going to be it for Vasquez at 61 pitches.
The next cutoff point would be 65 plus.
And so perhaps trying to avoid that, and I think maybe in part or a combination thereof, you're trying to check those pitch counts, and not only that, but effectiveness and walks. Especially when you think about, again, the Asia Pacific Zone champion in years past. Typically it's been Chinese Taipei. This year Edogawa Japan. But, those are teams that they're not going to beat themselves. They'll force you into making the miscue, to make the mistake, whether it's an error or, in this instance, perhaps too many walks. You take advantage of that, capitalize, and bring in some runs. So. And on Thursday nights, event out at Dick's Sporting Goods in Washington, PA, and all the teams come in, the Pirate Parrot on hand, and an opportunity for us as well as broadcasters to talk with some of the players and coaches, to acquaint ourselves with the group that will participate in this 2023 Pony League World Series, brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods.
I see that Vasquez is going out to right field.
All right, so sounds like we have quite a few upcoming.
Lopez, the new pitcher.
So Alexis Lopez to pitch. All right, so we have a whole slate of changes here. So we've got Santiago Balderas at second base. Over at third now is Luis Balderas. In left field, Rene Rios. In center field, Rolando Solis. In right field, Darren Vasquez, as he was the pitcher. And you said Alexis Lopez is now pitching. So who is it short?
Rios is at short, Randy.
Okay. Oh, Rios is at short. Okay, not in left, but it's short.
Mm-hmm. I believe Rodriguez is still in left, so it stands up. Rodriguez in left, Solis in center, Vasquez in right. Luis Balderas at third, Rios at short, Santiago Balderas at second, Garza at first, Moreno catching. Got that?
Got it.
So much easier to do that when you're not doing play-by-play.
It is. All part of the fun, and maybe you could say the challenges in broadcasting the Pony League World Series with some of the changes. Here's a ground ball with a runner on the move. Ground ball foul, first base side. But a foul ball. 2-2 the count on the batter. Yugo Inoue. Runner on at first with nobody out. Pickoff throw to check the runner. He dives in head first safely. Right-hander with the 2-2. Line drive shot, but foul ball, first base side. The runner will have to return back to first base yet again. And runner over at first shaken up. Oh, as a ball came back and hit him. That's what it was. As the ball was thrown back to the infield, it incidentally struck the base runner in Minamatsu, so he is shaken up. Looked like perhaps caught him in the midsection, and so he's going to get a look. We hope that it's just a scenario where it knocked the wind out of him, and that seems to be the case, as he will stay in the game. And before the trainer comes out, well, she's going to still get a look, as she made the trip out to first base, but seems as though Minamatsu will continue on. Well, this is the third of 3 games today. Washington County in the first contest defeating Paderborn, Germany, 2-1. In game 2 today, Manchester, New Hampshire topping Managua, Nicaragua, 4-1. And this one right now, scoreless in the top of the 4th between Japan and Palmview, Texas. Tomorrow we'll have another triple header on tap for you at Lou Hayes Pony Field. We encourage you to come out and join us if you can. Of course, we'll have the coverage for you thanks to WVRC Media, 1450 WJPA AM in Washington, PLWS.TV, Trib Live High School Sports Network. You can find us a variety of places.
And while we're talking about WVRC Media, our executive producers Dan Lohman and Mike Parsons. Dan Lohman, an extremely talented individual, has won 3 Emmys, including 2 Emmys for his producing of the Pony League World Series Championship games. Also, our producer is Roger Lenhart, our director Scott Bartlett. And we are extremely blessed that we have so many talented men and women who are part of our video coverage crew. And there are, for the entire crew, there are long days, but it has been, for all of us, a tremendous and inspirational realization that the talented people that are doing the video work for us are dedicated to excellence.
Yeah, wonderful crew that we're all blessed to work with, and I understand quite a few of your Waynesburg students a part of the crew as well this year.
Well, it's been most gratifying for me that WVRC Media has allowed for some time now, has allowed almost a dozen of our Waynesburg University students to take part in the coverage of the Pony League World Series, such as Logan Lepiscopo and Seth Adams. Yeah.
A couple of your favorites, perhaps?
Yes, exactly. And by the way, I can tell you this is only day 2, but I have not yet screamed at anybody yet. Not yet.
Not yet. It is only day 2.
It is only day 2. I will not go to Wednesday without yelling at somebody. Okay. Among my Waynesburg crew.
Right, of course, of course. Well, it looks like over at first base things are okay now with our base runner in Minamatsu. He was checked on. You had a bit of a delay there because of the translation, of course, and trying to get that all sorted out, make sure everyone understands each other, but I think we're okay. And well, the count is 2-2 on Yugo Inoue as we get back to business. Minamatsu continues at first base. Nobody out in this top of the 4th. Scoreless game between Palmview, Texas, and Edogawa, Japan. Swing and a miss on the 2-2 pitch. So Alexis Lopez coming in relief gets the strikeout of Inoue, and that's an important first down.
Number 6, Natsuki Nakamura.
Natsuki Nakamura. He was a player that bounced into the double play that ended up with the wild rundown finish. Here he checks his swing, but the breaking ball is a called strike. Edogawa, Japan, in a special ward in the Tokyo metropolis, has a population of nearly 700,000. 0-1. Ground ball right side of the infield. To his left, Santiago Balderas will field it and then throw on to second to get the out of the lead base runner. 4-6 put out there. Nakamura reaches on the fielder's choice, 2 outs.
I thought Santiago Balderas would just take the out at first base. He was gliding to his left, but he decided to get the lead runner, keep a runner from getting into scoring position.
Kaisei Fikuchi 0 for 1. Yeah, I was under the same impression as well with just the track of that baseball on the ground. Would have been easier in theory to get the out at first base, but he made the more difficult play in terms of where his momentum was going and where he threw the baseball, but he did have evidently enough time and accuracy to get the out. Pickoff throw back standing. The ball pops out of the glove of Javier Garza. Now, Javier Garza, we talked earlier on, his brother Jorge Garza, a major contributor to the 2021 Brownsville, Texas team that won the Pony League World Series. Jorge hit .471 with 4 RBI and 6 runs scored. Here a fly ball to right center field. That's going to deposit into right center for a base hit. Rounding third comes Nakamura. He will score standing up, and it's 1-0 Japan on the RBI by Fikuchi, the RBI double by Kaisei Fikuchi.
Well, there was some confusion in the middle of the diamond because, of course, shortstop Rios was trying to get the out at second base to end the inning and do so before the run scored. But as he reached to make the tag and then realized he was too late for the tag at second base, then his relay throw to the plate became too late.
A great look at it as well on that replay. So Fikuchi with the hustling RBI double. Offering a strike to Yusei Sasaki. He's 0 for 1, grounded out to first in the third inning. And if that play at second base, if the out is recorded before Nakamura crosses the plate, that run does not count. 0-1 pitch, if that's the third out, which it would have been. Strike on Sasaki, now he's behind 0-2. But the speedy Fikuchi able to beat things out at second, and Nakamura scoring for the game's first run. Swing and a miss, no, foul ball.
A couple things about what's transpired here in the fourth inning. A leadoff walk technically blossoms into a run. It happens more than 50% of the times. And by the way, the run is charged to Vasquez.
0-2, and now before we get the pitch, runner caught up, and out is recorded as Lopez chases Fikuchi over to third. Luis Balderas applies the tag, so 1-5 on the caught stealing, ends the inning. But 1 run scores for Edogawa, Japan, thanks to the RBI double by Fikuchi. Your score after 3.5, Edogawa, Japan 1, Palmview, Texas 0.
Serve the fuel that keeps your community running.
My store is very close. It's like one big family.
Enjoy your Dunkin' favors while you work and find a fun, flexible, and fulfilling career. Text WORK for HRG to 25000 to apply.
Hi, I'm Dylan Radigan. The world is brimming with possibilities. That keeps me busy. My latest invention may be able to feed and sustain communities around the world. My team and I are always on the go, meeting new people and seeing new places. I produce films that I really care about. It's an honor to speak to audiences around the world. When people come together, meaningful work gets done. How do I do all this? Well, that part's easy. Hotelplanner.com.
The Washington Automall difference gives you 6 more reasons to buy from us. 6 months of paintless net repair, lost key coverage, interior exterior protection, and tire coverage at no charge on all qualified vehicles. We finally have some new vehicles available, and we have a great selection of used vehicles ready to go. Or we'll buy your vehicle. South Hills Toyota, Washington Honda, and Washington Hyundai. It's all at the mall.
Edogawa, Japan with a 1-0 lead over Palmview, Texas. Another look at the final out. Top of the fourth, final out recorded on the caught stealing. 1-5 on the plays. There's the third baseman, Balderas, getting the tag down. But Edogawa, Japan still able to score a run in that frame. And we've got plenty of changes here for Edogawa, Japan as well.
Let me try to sort them out for you. Hayashi is the new pitcher. And Miyagi moves from right to left. Inoue moves from the mound to right field. Minamatsu moves from left field to first base. So Sasaki is out, and Hayashi is in the Sasaki batting order spot.
Thank you, sir. And first pitch swinging at a rope. That's a fair ball down the left field line off the bat of Santiago Balderas. And a leadoff single for Palmview, Texas, as he greets the new pitcher unkindly.
Well, there is certainly a lot to be said about first ball hitting if you believe that one of the best pitchers in baseball is strike one. And we've seen with Inoue, who pitched the first 3 innings, that he was quite economical with his pitches. But now the leadoff single here, and Vasquez, who started this game on the mound and then moved to right field, is ready to bat. I'm not sure whether you'd be inclined, Randy, to bunt here, down 1-0 in the 4th inning.
Let's see. Number 2 hitter, I say no. I'm letting him swing. That's just me. What do I know?
No, that's why, to me, that's one of the joys of the game is, you know, first guessing.
And a bunt attempt, and that off the foul bunt, it catches Takashi Shikakura and nicks him up now.
So that gives us a chance to add to what as I say, I think it's one of the joys of the game is to, if you're a fan or a broadcaster, and is to try to decide for yourself what you would do. Now, again, granted that when you're a broadcaster and a fan, you don't have as much information as the managers do as to the abilities of players. Are they capable of bunting? Are they capable of hit and running? But I do think it's a fun thing to do, and I guess I'd be inclined to bunt here. I would think that a guy who occupies the number 2 spot in the batting order should be traditionally a good bunter to set up a possible run for 3 and 4.
0-1, swinging away, and a roller up the middle for a base hit past the diving Fikuchi, and runners at first and second now for for Palmview, Texas.
And so the next logical question is, do you bunt? After the single to center field between second base and the diving second baseman, do you bunt your number 3 hitter to put the tying run at third and the go-ahead run at second? And I would say here, no. I would say no here because I want Alexis Lopez to swing the bat.
I would agree. Alexis Lopez 3 for 3 last night with 2 RBIs, so I'm letting him take his cuts. And we're going to get a runner for Vasquez. This will be a pinch runner in this instance now. So Devin Gonzalez is the runner.
Number 5, Devin Gonzalez.
So some trouble here for Edogawa, Japan. They lead 1-0, showing bunt, pulling back pitch way upstairs for a ball. Now we saw in the last at bat Vasquez attempt to bunt, bunted it foul, then on the second pitch swung away and collected the base hit. So we'll see if after showing bunt on the first pitch, what Lopez does on pitch number 2 from Hayashi. 2 on, nobody out. Squares, but pulls back once again, up and in 2-0.
Of course, one thing to consider here is Alexis Lopez is a right-handed batter. You got a right-handed pitcher on the mound. You got a left-handed batter in the on-deck circle in Garza.
Shortstop Nakamura lurking behind the runner at second. Pitch a strike to Alexis Lopez. 2-1. First baseman Minamatsu crashing down the first base line.
And third baseman Saito is playing way back on the left side of the infield.
2-1. Bunt laid down on the third base side, and that is just going to cross into foul territory just before the bag, and it's strike 2.
That ball was fair for 85.5 feet. No, 70. Yeah, right. Okay, for senile Lanny. Maybe 75.5 feet.
And there you see just crossing into foul territory in front of the third base bag. Smart play by Saita, because he was probably not going to get it out. He, as you noted right before the pitch, he was playing well behind the third base bag, so he was not going to get it out on the play. So his only real option was to just let it roll, which he did. And fortunately for Japan, it did leak into foul ground. 2-on, 2-2 pitch, 1-0 Japan. The score here in the fourth. And outside for ball 3, full count on Lopez. Japan taking the lead at the top of the fourth on an RBI double by Fikuchi. Now in the bottom of the fourth, Palmview, Texas threatening. And we're going to have a visit to the pitcher Hayashi with catcher Takashi Shikakura. In the meantime, Ruben Lopez takes advantage of that to talk with his batter, but also his son, Alexis Lopez. Now, Alexis Lopez in 2021 was hit .313 in that Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series Championship run. 2 doubles, 7 walks. He was a constant presence on the bases. 7 runs scored and 1 RBI. Led the team in walks and runs. And now he is become a run producer and trying to do some of that right here. So after that meeting now broken up, Francisco Javier Sanchez, our home plate umpire, was on his way out. Full count on the batter, Alexis Lopez. 1-0 Edogawa, Japan leading Palmview, Texas. 2 aboard with nobody out. Hayashi looks at the runner at second, comes to the plate, 3-2 foul back toward Bob Gregg, our great public address announcer and Pony League World Series champion extraordinaire.
What a kiss-up you are, you know that?
I don't know. Well, he's sitting right, he's sitting right beside me. I can't, no, he's the best. You're the best too, Larry. I guess I'll kiss up to you as well. Payoff pitch is low. No, let's see here. Jeff Rabel is...
We've seen lightning, folks. We got a delay.
So there was no pitch there. All right, lightning. I don't believe the pitch counted, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what Alexis Lopez is wondering. Did that pitch count to load the bases? But so I mentioned how earlier the radar, the storms are to the north. Well, north is behind us where we sit in the press box. So the skies that we see, that we observe looking out, look great. But what's behind us is what's unknown. And that's what Jeff Rabel, who's the crew chief, he immediately waved everybody off as we saw lightning. And we're going to go into a delay. A lightning delay at this point with Edogawa, Japan leading 1-0. And a couple of runners on for Palmview, Texas in the bottom of the fourth and a 3-2 pitch due to Alexis Lopez. So I'll defer to Bob here. What would you prefer us do in this scenario here? Okay, so we're going to go back to programming at WJPA on the radio side.
I could throw presidential questions at you if you wanted to fill the rain delay, if you wanted to do that.
Well, I don't know if you want a lot of wrong answers. I don't know. But
by the way, to protect my future, you are exactly right. Bob Gregg is the best. He does such an amazing job, as a public address announcer, downright good guy, and by the way, extremely loyal to me, and I appreciate that. He gives this old baseball announcer a chance to come back and do what he loves, and that means a lot to me.
We get a look here at the radar for those on the video stream tuning in. You see the storms to the north, but there's a lot of heavy stuff. I believe the Pirates are already they've postponed their game. They're going to play a split doubleheader tomorrow. So the heavier stuff, as you can see to the north, Pittsburgh, a bit of a washout today. So we're fortunate. We've been fortunate all day long, but up until this point. But I think looking at that, we should still be okay at some point. But
isn't that a line from Caddyshack?
What's that?
I don't think the heavier stuff's coming for a couple of hours.
That's right,
yet,
Bishop, the Bishop.
Yeah, isn't that a line from Caddyshack?
If Mark Uriah was here, he could give you the movie word for word. But that's obviously a classic. But so for the folks tuned in on the radio side, we're going to send it back to WJPA for regular programming, and for the folks tuned in via video, I presume that you'll get a look at the radar at this point. We'll go from there. So we're going to send it back to Jacob Knisner in the studios. Say that again. I'm sorry. 7:32 is the tentative plan to resume. That's, of course, assuming there are no more lightning strikes between now and then. But if that's the case, then that'll back that time up. So we'll just stay tuned with us here, and folks at WJPA will keep the radio folks up to date. And, of course, the radar that you see on the video stream, and you can take that there and understand it for obvious purposes. So we're going to step aside. For Laney Fratteri, I'm Randy Gore. We'll talk to you again very soon. Palmview, Texas, trailing 1-0 to Edogawa, Japan. Bottom of the fourth. We hope to talk to you very soon here from the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
We are on a mandatory 30-minute delay due to the lightning strike.
Traveling Wilburys on 95.3 FM WJPN. I'm Anthony. It's a Saturday night edition of the coolest show on the radio. 95.3 FM WJPA. Hot shot play and everyone's winning. Dave, let's look at tonight's Pennsylvania Lottery replay. That is brought to you by Slovenian Savings Loan. The wine ball tonight. 4, the big 2 numbers 3-0. Our big 3 numbers are 1, 2, 6. The 4 numbers 5, 6, 0, 5. The big 5 numbers are 7, 2, 4, 2, 4. Cash 5 numbers 32, 16, 30, 27, 13. And the match 6 numbers on this Saturday night 11, 49, 5, 27, 35, and 31. Lottery replay brought to you by Slovenian Savings and Loan. Do want to pass this along also at the Pony League World Series. We've got a lightning delay right now. They're hoping to pick play back up at around 7:32. It is a little dicey in places, and so the sea legging, they got to get everybody on the field for I believe it's at least a half an hour. So once again, 7:32. They were hoping to get things going once again over at the Pony League World Series. Average weight band is a schoolboy crush.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this point we are targeting a return to the field for a few minutes of loosening to be sure that everybody's ready to go at 7:32. 7:32. once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are now clear that 30-minute mandatory window. We're going to give both teams several minutes to stretch legs and arms, make sure they're ready to go. And our plan is to resume play here in about 5 minutes.
What do you got, Jake?
I'm sorry, Logan.
Yes. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Lou Hayes Pony Field. As we had approximately a half-hour lightning delay, we are just about set to resume. The teams concluding their warm-ups as we speak. Is Edogawa, Japan, leading this one 1-0. And Edogawa scoring in the top of the fourth inning, an RBI double by Kaisei Fukuchi, giving Edogawa the 1-0 advantage. But as we left you, Palmview, Texas, in the bottom of the fourth, a leadoff single by Santiago Balderas, and then following Darren Vasquez with a single to put runners at first and second. Vasquez replaced by pinch runner Devin Gonzalez. And we left you with Alex Lopez at the plate with a 3-2 count. And right at the time of actually that payoff pitch coming in, the lightning delay was ruled. Jeff Rabel, the first base umpire, immediately indicated lightning before the pitch came in. So that pitch did not count, although it would have been ball 4. It turns out it did not count because the Lightning came before the pitch. And so that's where we leave you with a 3-2 count. Runners at first and second. Nobody out in the bottom of the fourth for Palmview, Texas, trailing 1-0. I'm Randy Gore with Lanny Fratteri. Great to have you with us for this tournament in 2023, the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. And Lanny, always a pleasure to be by your side.
Thank you. And of course, we are well aware of the fact that because of WVRC media and the opportunities to video stream these games on a number of different locations, so we want to send along our best wishes to the folks in Palmview, Texas that are very interested in the developments of this game today after Palmview won its first game, beat Bay County, Michigan 9-1 yesterday to advance to this game against Japan. And we would extend a verbal greeting to our friends in Japan if we knew any Japanese whatsoever to be able to be in a position to have those folks understand that we're saying hello. So, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do our best to do that. Some things get lost in translation, but hello indeed for here from the United States and from Washington, Pennsylvania. And
you know, that's the first time I've ever heard anybody use that expression and really mean it. Lost in translation.
Yeah, that's the case in this instance for sure. So, very, very pleased to have all of you tuned in, no matter what avenue you are checking us out on.
By the way, just to fill you in on the developments here in the fourth inning and the fact that Palmview is trailing 1-0. Earlier in this at bat, Alexis Lopez did show bunt. We've been debating, Randy Gore and I have been talking a lot about should the bunt be in order, should it have been in order with one on and nobody out. And then, of course, with two men on base, would you use your number 3 hitter to bunt, knowing that you've got a left-handed batter in the on-deck circle? Well, those were the discussions that we were having at the time, but now that's all moot because we're waiting a 3-2 pitch and the resumption of play.
All right, here we go. 3-2 the count is Yude Hayashi. Working in relief, the right-hander brings the payoff pitch. It is up and in for ball 4, and we pick up right where we left off. Bases are loaded.
And a delay of 37 minutes.
So the free pass to Lopez, and now Edogawa, Japan in a pickle. Bases loaded, nobody out. Javier Garza at the plate. He lined out to second in the second in his first at bat. Review of the signs with head coach and manager Ruben Lopez out at the third base coaching box.
And the decision on the part of the Japanese team to play the infield in with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Some light rain falling now as well. So we're clear of the lightning, at least for the time being, but light rain has begun. Infield up for Japan. Bases loaded. Breaking ball drops in the zone for a strike to Javier Garza.
Now keep in mind, by playing the infield in, that opens up the possibility of a ball getting through and 2 runs scoring.
1-run lead right now for Edogawa, Japan. Fastball up and away.
And catcher Shikakuka was way out. He's about a foot outside when he accepted that pitch.
Hayashi's 1-1 offering, and this one ripped into right field for a base hit. One in to score, another being waved around. Here comes Gonzalez. Throw is cut off, and it's 2-1. Palmview, Texas on the 2-run single by Javier Garza. Santiago Balderas and Devin Gonzalez both crossing the pay station on the base hit by Garza. Also, all the way to third goes Lopez. He is going to check out for a runner. So a courtesy runner over there at third. Romeo Bautista is the new runner.
The batter, number 22, Luis Balderas.
Luis Balderas, the next man in. Right-handed hitter, he's 0 for 1. Runners at the corner, still nobody out of this inning. And the folks from Palmview, Texas that have made the trip up here to Washington getting vocal. Showing bunt, pulling back is Balderas, takes ball one outside. So all the runs scoring in this fourth inning. Edogawa, Japan in the top of the fourth with an RBI double. A two-run single moments ago by Javier Garza has Palmview, Texas in front. And looking for more. Chance to cash in for a crooked frame. Light rain continues as Hayashi deals the 1-0, and that stays high. 2 balls and no strikes. Luis Balderas headed to 9th grade. Also a football player as well. Takes a pitch after showing bunt. It's strike one.
Well, Balderas, Luis showing bunt twice during this at bat.
Left-hander loosening in the Japan bullpen. Bunt laid down, pushed past the pitcher, handled by Fikuchi. He'll flip to first to get the out there, but that's going to bring in a run. Luis Balderas drives in Bautista from third. It's now 3-1. Palmview, Texas advancing to second is Garza.
Executed particularly well. Bunted so hard that the second baseman had to come in to field that bunted ball. And we're going to have a change here, Randy.
It looks like the left-hander loosening in the bullpen going to enter the game now for Edogawa, Japan. Sacrifice for Balderas on that last bunt. And again, played perfectly by Balderas as he pushed it just past the pitcher, and then coming in, Fikuchi's only chance was to get the out at first base. And so adding on another run. And so new pitcher that will be entering here momentarily is Kato Saruta. Saruta. Excuse me.
For Edogawa entering the game and pitching number 12, Kato Saruta.
So Saruta is in. As Palmview, Texas has struck for 3 runs. So this is the third of 3 games today. Washington County earlier on defeating Paderborn, Germany 2-1. That was in the noontime start game. Game 2, Manchester, New Hampshire defeating Managua, Nicaragua 4-1. And this is the third game of the triple header. We'll pick up action scheduled for tomorrow beginning at 1 o'clock, although we have to conclude this game first. If it is not finished because of weather, then we will resume it tomorrow. And this game has to be played to its conclusion. There is no rain-shortened 5-inning win for one side or the other. And it's not an option. There's rain falling here at Lou Hayes Pony Field. That has pretty much started since we resumed action after the lightning delay of 37 minutes. Some of the folks from Palmview trying to stay dry with their umbrellas. And so Saruta concluding his warm-ups here momentarily, and we'll get action back in play. Kato Saruta.
And while the left-hander comes on, there is a right-hander throwing in the Japanese bullpen. Takashita is warming up.
So Robbie Rodriguez will stride to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Grounded out to third in the second. Left-handed hitter is Rodriguez. 3-1 Palmview, Texas in front. Runner at second with 1 out. 3-1 Palmview. Left-hander Saruta. A fastball off the plate outside, ball 1. So third pitcher of the inning and of the game for Edogawa, Japan, here in the form of Saruta. Quick conversation between Takashi Shikakura, the catcher, and the left-handed hurler. Palmview dugout. Raising the decibel level now with the lead. 3-1. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball from Saruta. Palmview had only 1 hit prior to this inning. Now 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error. Pickoff move, but no throw. Spinning off the mound is Saruta. Looking the runner, Javier Garza, back towards second base. 1-1 on its way, and the fastball stays off the plate for ball 2.
I'm amazed at how far Shikakura is set up outside, and gotta lead you to believe, and then we got another delay, gotta lead you to believe that a hitter can almost anticipate and can feel the catcher being so far outside.
So once again, as you indicated, another lightning delay here at 7:49 p.m. You can also hear some thunder off of the distance as well.
So we played 10 minutes. And
right.
In the span of 10 minutes, Palmview, Texas scored 3 runs.
That's right. It was a very productive return for Palmview, Texas. They certainly won't argue with that. And glad for the resumption. Under instruction, Bob Gregg said we're going to stay on the air for the time being, so I think maybe a decision might be made in terms of what's going to happen here.
Before we do that, Randy, you were asking me earlier about some of the tougher calls that I've experienced as a baseball announcer. I know you've done a great deal of baseball as well. Did you always feel when you were doing baseball, and you've had an illustrious career with North Allegheny and before that as the Washington Wild Things voice, did you always, or maybe you didn't, feel comfortable speculating about what might transpire in the course of a game, or were there times where you worried that if you did that, maybe the home team manager would hear about it and say something to you?
Well, I would say, I mean, for me, if I had, like in this instance, I know we kind of jokingly speculated a little bit with Palmview, Texas. And
you were joking, I wasn't.
Okay, well, fair enough. You know, I don't know the Palmview players as well as maybe if it's a team that I'm following on a regular basis. So maybe in those instances, I would say I would lend to be slightly speculative, but not very much, because for me, there's, you know, whatever team I'm covering, whoever the manager is knows far more than I about the game of baseball than I could ever dream of. So, you know, I usually tend not to do that. I let it play out and then kind of go from there. But I mean, certain times, I guess it depends on how much I know about the team, I think, in terms of the comfort factor.
Fair enough.
In me maybe throwing out, okay, maybe, you know, you're looking for a bunt here, or, you know a particular player is a good bunter. Then you suspect the bunt may be coming, but things of that nature.
What goes into it as well, if you're covering your team, if you've been with your club for a long period of time, then you have a history as to what they're typically likely to do, even to the point of playing infield, back or in, early in games, late in games. Have you been following the Baltimore Orioles announcer story?
I have.
Anything jump out at you as to the fairness of that suspension of the Orioles announcer?
All right. Well, so I would say, and I think it's unfair. It didn't seem to me that the Orioles announcer said anything that was beyond fact. I mean, he basically and the graphic was there too, so it wasn't just the announcer; it was also, you know, the entire production crew. But you point out to a fact. Plus, I believe that fact was brought up meant to be in a positive manner. Hey, it's been a while since we've beat this team. And
the Orioles are playing better. And,
right.
Yeah.
It's meant, yeah, exactly. It's meant in a positive manner. At least that's the way I took it. But obviously the Orioles ownership did not. So they issued the suspension. So, yeah, to me, I would say unfair. I'd be curious as to your opinion.
Well, and the reason I bring up the question as well, and again, I've been out of baseball now for 15 years, but I've always been concerned, particularly late in my career and now since I've gotten away from it and I'm teaching at Waynesburg and I'm talking to students about sports broadcasting, concerned about where the industry is going as it relates to credibility, that if you want your announcers to sell tickets for you, that, in my opinion, they need to have some kind of credibility. And can you imagine the Dodgers going to Vin Scully and saying, we're going to suspend you because you just, or Ernie Harwell or Harry Callis or Mel Allen or Red Barber. Can you imagine ownership going to, I mean, heaven forbid they try that with Marty Brennaman, but
You're right, and I mean that's I completely agree. I mean, I don't think those things would have even been attempted with those other announcers that you brought up, and in the instance of the Orioles broadcaster, and for those that aren't familiar, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding of it is basically it was a point to discuss that I think it was Tampa Bay that
that's
they were
correct.
Baltimore
Tampa Bay.
and so it was they've defeated Tampa Bay twice. I think maybe it was this series, and they hadn't defeated the Tampa Bay twice. In a season in a long time or something. I know I'm not getting the stat exactly right, but it was a point emphasizing how far the Orioles had come in that particular matchup against a very good team within their own division.
And can you imagine, and I guess I'm asking you to put yourself in my place, when I'm teaching young people about broadcasting and the possibility that some of my students are going to work for a broadcast team, that what is the message, what is the advice you give them? Because I must tell you, early in my career as a pirate broadcaster, if ownership came to me and said, don't say that, I wouldn't have said it. I'm not going to lie to you. Early in my career, I would have been more concerned about keeping my job than I would have been. It was only later in my career that I had been around a while that I was concerned about credibility and, didn't I have enough knowledge. And also, I'm concerned, and I don't know how you feel about this as well, but one of my concerns about sports broadcasting is I think there are too many new broadcasters that are screamers in our business.
Agree.
And I don't think, again, let me go back to the vets. Can you imagine Vin Scully screaming or Ernie Harwell or Mel Allen? No, you can get extremely excitable, okay? You can get extremely excitable. But to scream and lose voice quality and even put yourself in a position where you maybe can't be understood as to what you say, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. There was, and I don't remember the particular announcer. It was Division III basketball, and there was a team that won on an incredible, buzzer beater where they were down. I think they were down by 5 points with, maybe 2 seconds left, and they somehow made a three-pointer, stole the inbound, and made another three-pointer, won the game, and the guy, the broadcaster lost his mind, and you could not tell what was going on. It was. Well,
I don't know. Have you ever heard Marty Brennaman's call of the Pete Rose hit that broke the record?
Yes, I'm sure I have. I don't remember it.
The amazing,
heart,
first of all, Joe Nuxhall, wonderful guy, okay, the late Joe Nuxhall. But what I took exception with is that Joe Nuxhall is screaming so much that you cannot hear what Marty Brennaman is saying.
Sure.
Okay? So if we have, how many times have we heard the Milo Hamilton call of the Hank Aaron home run? There's a new home run champion of all time, and it's Henry Aaron. Okay? That's get replayed all the time, okay? And Scully calls that have been replayed. The Kirk Gibson home run that has been replayed time after time, okay? But if you're screaming or your partner is screaming, how does that live? How does that have a future other than in a promo for either the ball club or for the local radio and TV station?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's. I agree with you on that as well. I'm not. There's a difference between screaming and having enthusiasm for a play, and
what I tell my students as well is that I don't know if you find this out to be the case, but if I get too excitable, my mind won't catch up with my excitement, and so I'm doing stupid things like wow. Okay?
Okay.
And that's my argument to my students, is your job is to be descriptive. And if you go crazy, you can't do that. Maybe we should get back and inform everybody as to what our plan is here. We've been chatting, Randy Gore and I have been chatting about baseball announcing, because we've had our second rain delay in a span of an hour. We got back to baseball for 10 minutes, 3 runs scored during that span. Jeff Rabel, who is the crew chief, is sitting right behind us, probably to make sure that we don't say something stupid. Good luck with that. So what are you hearing, Randy? We're going to throw it back to the station?
So I was just told just to reemphasize where we are at this point in time. So obviously we're in
Western Pennsylvania, huh?
A rain and lightning delay.
Where we are at, huh? Western Pennsylvania?
Well, that's also where we are at. But in terms of in the ball game, what inning it is and what the score is, it is 3-1 Palmview, Texas in the bottom of the 4th. Palmview has a runner at second base with 1 out. Robbie Rodriguez at the plate whenever it is that we do resume, although word on that exactly is still yet to be determined. Edogawa, Japan, scored its first run in the top of the 4th. That was before the lightning delay on an RBI double by Kaisei Fukuchi. And then we came to a halt with runners at first and second with the first lightning delay, and Alexis Lopez at the plate. Once we resumed, Lopez drew the walk, then the 2-run single by Javier Garza made it 2-1. Followed by the sacrifice bunt RBI that drove in a runner from third for the current 3-1 lead, and that's where we're at this point. So
you had to shove that.
No.
You had to shove that under my armpit, didn't you? Huh?
With a wink, though.
Yeah, with a wink, right?
So
can you? By the way,
sure.
Can you wink with both eyes?
Yeah, I blink.
No. I mean, can you individually blink right eye, left eye?
I guess.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. See, I can't. I can only.
Oh, really?
How about you, Jeff Rabel? Can you just left eye? Bob, Greg, only left eye.
Really? I didn't know I was special.
You didn't know? No, Randy Gore. Unique.
Unique.
Not
yes,
special.
I'm not special.
Unique.
Fair enough. Hold on one second.
We're going to wait till 8:30, make a decision. All right. Bob Gregg has conferred with the committee powers. What did I hear? 8:30?
8:30. We're going to wait till 8:30 and make a decision. Is the determination. So with that said, then we'll go back to we'll discontinue broadcast talk and pirate talk or what have you for now, and we'll send it back. So Jacob Knisner in our studios, we'll send it back to him. Of course, the folks on the video stream, you'll get to enjoy the tarp and some raindrops for the time being. But the score is Palmview, Texas 3 and Edogawa, Japan 1 in the third game of our triple header today. And we'll keep you up to date. We'll get back with you sometime after 8:30 once we get the ruling from the committee here as to where we are headed next in terms of this contest. So goodbye for now. Here for Laney Terry, I'm Randy Gore. We'll talk to you very soon, hopefully here from the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's game has been postponed. Tonight's game is postponed. We will resume play tomorrow at 12 noon. Hold your 50-50 tickets. Hold your 50-50 tickets. They will be part of tomorrow's resumption. We will draw these tickets. A ticket from this game sales tomorrow. Tonight's game has been postponed and will be resumed at noon tomorrow.